Hey friends, happy Saturday. Mariama hopping in quickly with my bestie Queen.
Hi.
And we were sitting here having a conversation this evening that we've actually had a couple of times. So we were hoping to get the male perspective this evening, but also the female perspective.
Yes.
So we were having a conversation about the sprinkle lady. And I think most of you have heard her messages before. She talks a lot about what she does not bring to the table. So we were conversing this evening, first wanting to know the male perspective. Um, and I kind of had a different view about it, but I'm not going to share it yet. But we wanted to know the male perspective first. In regards to men, what do you actually expect women to bring to the table for those men that actually ask that question? And then women, how do you feel about men that ask the question, what do you bring to the table? Or have you ever had a man ask you that question before? So, Queen, like I was telling you, I've never really had a man ask me what I bring to the table. And I also told her generally I'm dating men that are at least 6 years older than me. So I was also asking her, why you make that face?
Because I don't think it has anything to do with age.
So she doesn't think it has anything to do with age. Me personally, I do believe that maybe younger men may have a different expectation about what men should bring or what women should bring to the table as opposed to an older man. So I'm hoping I get some of my fellas to jump in tonight and give us your input so we can see what's what and we don't have to guess about what men are thinking. And obviously it's not every man that is asking this question because like I said, I've never had a man ask me that question.
And
so
don't be shy.
Don't be shy, fellas, because and I had a man tell me before, oh, you don't ever make content for men. You never address men in any of your videos. So this is not a video, it's a live. So if you have said that to me before and you jumped in my inbox asking why, this is your opportunity to actually tap in and let me know your thoughts. I'm asking you now, man. We are calling you out. No judgment zone though. We're just curious, and we kind of had two different points of view about it. So can I get a fella to let me know when men ask women that question, what do they bring to the table? What exactly do you mean? Or what are you hoping or expecting a woman will bring to the table?
Let me share my story with you again about the first time I was asked that question. So I was dating. Should I say his name?
Don't call anybody out. We said this is no fight zone tonight here.
Well, okay. So this was after my kind of divorce, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Mm-hmm. So dating this certain person, you know who he was, had a little short situation going on.
Oh Lord.
But anyway, he was 56.
Okay. Okay, so you trying to say my thought? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
And he was seeming like he was serious about me. He did not just come out at the beginning of us starting to talk to each other about what did I bring to the table, but that one day, I don't know what we were talking about. I think we were talking about the future, and he actually said it just like that. What do you bring to the table? And I was like, because I had never heard that before.
So he was the first man though to ask you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the first man to ask me that. Okay. That was probably what, 3 years ago?
Okay.
Yeah. And so I really didn't know how to answer that because I didn't really know what that meant. And I think I was kind of caught up with the fact that I was in my thoughts of what I thought maybe he kind of meant, like what kind of woman I was versus what actually he was really meaning. Now, some people say it means finances. Some people say it means other things. What do you think?
And that's what I said. So I have never had a man to ask me that. So that's why I'm curious. I want to know what I would be thinking when I watched the Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady that we were talking about. To me, it sounds like more men are starting to ask women financially, what do you contribute? And what I'm hearing is that they're saying, if I'm paying everything, if I'm doing everything, what is your purpose? And I tend to think, and that's why I said older men maybe, and I would love to hear from a younger guy who may feel different. But I think when an older man is a little bit more established, they're not looking for you to bring anything to their table.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said something.
So John, hey John, he said, what was the context of the conversation when you were asked that? So what were you guys talking about when you know who? Don't call him out. She's not gonna call him out, but she's gonna answer John.
The conversation was about him being involved with me long term and us possibly moving into with each other and getting married in the future.
Okay. So John, that was her answer. So you're a man, John. In fact, you're the first man that actually popped in tonight.
That was John.
So you clear it up for us if you can. I know you're only one man and all men are different, but can you explain to us, first of all, do you ask women that question? What are they bringing to the table? And if you do, what does that mean? And what are you looking for them to bring? Or what would you like for them to have when they come to you and you guys are considering a relationship?
Well, so if someone asked you that, if your man or chocolate
base. He's not
chocolate base said,
but
let me do it. So
how you
what
somebody on the video? Oh,
John trying to come in?
I don't know. I thought I sent an invitation for him to come in, but maybe I didn't. Did I do that wrong? Should I? I don't know. You know, y'all, I'm new at this live, and my friend always tells me we have good conversations. So I should start opening it up so people can actually interact. I believe what he meant was why you. So why you, like, why should he be with her? Is that what John, I'm gonna need you to come up. Can you come up and explain?
John, sip my tea right now.
John, can you come and explain? Because I'm still confused. So are you saying like he was asking why should he be with her? I never asked the question. I asked other questions to gauge value. So if a man asks that kind of question, John, are you saying that's what he's probably asking? Why should he date her as opposed to other women? Because if a man asked me that, I think I might be a bit offended, actually.
Why?
Because I feel like if we're dating and you actually take time to get to know me, you know what I can do, you know my skills, you've seen me operate, you already know what I'm bringing to the table. That's not even a question I feel like you have to ask. Like if you have to ask, and I'm not, you know, I'm humble. I am. I'm humble, but I feel like I'm not humble. But so I feel he's asking what her value is as a wife. So John, you don't think that he should be able to, when you've dated somebody, if you're dating long enough, you don't see those things? Is that something that somebody needs to explain?
Right, exactly.
I'm just asking. And I don't feel like somebody should ask that question, especially a man. I feel like if you're dating and you get to know the woman, you spend time with her in her real world, in her real life situations, not just out on dates and having dinner and going to concerts, but real life, I feel like you'll get to see her strengths and her weaknesses. So can you not see it? Do you have to ask?
And so after that episode of that, when the next man asked me that, I was just
So
like,
so two. See,
girl,
so
no, this
is this
more than two.
so I don't. Men choose a wife. Asking qualifying questions is expected. So what are qualifying questions, John?
Right.
I'm curious.
By the way, John, I've been a wife. I was a wife for a long time.
She been there, done that, got the T-shirt. She didn't.
I didn't get to tell you. He called me last weekend.
The nerve.
Men
have so much nerve.
Wait, and he asked me, did I want an omelet? I wanted the omelet. So he
omelet? How did he know you wanted an omelet?
Because he know I like omelets. So my ex-husband brought me an omelet.
John said he wants to know her response. So he can't
see that.
I'm still, John,
everyday living.
It's not making sense to me, John. It sounded like he wanted to beg for money. It sounds like he was gonna ask her how many bills are you gonna pay? That's what it sounds like to me.
And I think that's what it sounds like to a lot of women.
Because otherwise,
and I felt in the end of our relationship that he was an opportunist.
Can you explain a little bit more?
I ended up helping him with some situations, and he did not have the means of giving it back when we broke it off. Well, when he broke it off. And so it was you that told me,
I told her,
run back.
Run. Do not proceed. Red flag. Somebody asked, is the question what a woman brings to the table? So what I was asking, so the conversation was actually that I was saying a man has never asked me that. My girlfriend mentioned that a man has asked her that before. So we asked men to explain what it means when they're asking women, what do they bring to the table? And for ladies, have you ever been asked that question? And how do you feel about that question? What do you think it means, or how do you respond to it? Me personally, I would be offended, I think, if someone asked me that. If we've been dating long enough, I feel like you should know what I bring to the table.
How about this? Men would be offended. If I said to a man, what do you bring to the table? What do you have? If and
John said her response will tell him something about her mental. What will it tell him, John? John, I wish you would just come up and explain. You're going to make us keep reading this.
John.
We need more answers, John. Are you
at?
at work?
Right.
So how did you reply to that? She said, I've been asked by someone. So sis, what did you say? Because me, I would have said, I don't bring anything. That would have been the last. That would have been the last time.
No.
But if you ask me that, I'm not bringing. If you have to ask me that, I feel like you haven't. What have you been doing all this time we've been dating? If you're still asking me what I bring to the table, so at that point, I don't bring anything.
Right.
But what was your response, sis, when you were asked that question? And John, we still need a better explanation from you. I don't need a woman's finances. I need to know where she can contribute to building a household, who her family is. I missed the last part of that. Okay, so what are you expecting a woman to contribute to a household? I guess that's my next question then. She said it. I didn't respond. Did you block him after that? After he asked you that question, sis, did you block him? Because that's my next response. Right. No response, block and delete. What are you asking? She changed the subject. So did you guys end up dating, and how did that go? How she'll be with the children. So can you just, so I don't understand. So if he wanted to know if she would, he's, John, we're not buying that. We're not buying that, John. I don't have
any other men. Any other
John,
men.
I'm gonna need some more from you.
I need some more.
We were just friends and it didn't work out.
John, are you single?
Do you think that's why it didn't work? Like, did you feel like you could have a relationship with that man after he started questioning what you were bringing to the table? John, Queen wants to know, are you still single? How is this going for you? If you said
When
you don't ask
ask
that.
this question,
Did you say, John, that you ask this question or you don't ask that question? I want a woman to bring natural womanhood, all that entails to the table. What is natural womanhood? John, see, this is why men are so confusing, because we ask direct questions, most women, and men give us what kind of answers? Right. Answers that leave us still confused. Like, what? I caught it off. I felt like he was in need of a caregiver, not a mate. Sis.
opportunist.
And I think that's what most women feel. People lie. So direct questions don't work. John, I don't think, well, why though? Why does someone have to lie when you're in the dating phase? I think more men lie than women. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I think so. I think a lot more women are upfront in the beginning. John is single. Why are you
by
still
choice?
Are you single by choice, John? Honestly, I didn't know he wanted a relationship. He wasn't my type, and his situation was not correct. I was offended. And I do feel that too. If a man does not, if his situation is all over the place, please don't date. Leave a woman alone and go get your situation together.
That's gonna be part.
Because you know what? They want you to, then those men want you to bring something to a broke down, non-existent, barely built, wood falling off, leg falling off table. Get your situation together. I never asked that because it's automatic. What is automatic, William? We have another man finally. What's automatic? Tell us more, please. You said you don't ask that. And sis, I feel you. I really feel you. Once you start asking that kind of question, and if somebody did ask me that and I started to feel like they were looking for a roommate situation, because I feel this way, before you start dating, and I'm going to say this about women and men, have things in order, you know, so that you aren't looking for somebody to come and rescue you from something, you know.
I'm sorry, my old bishop, he said don't date less. Homeless, jobless, carless. Let's add Carless to the list.
Hey ladies. Hey Donna, how are you?
Hi Donna.
What is a natural thing, William? Tell us more. Men, you have to getting men to talk is like pulling teeth that are not loose. Men, we need more. We need you to elaborate, please. Explain. We don't understand. This is William, as a matter of fact, is the person who told me before that I never make any content or any videos or anything for men. So William, tonight I want to hear you explain to me this question
what we need to do
from a male point of view. Oh my God, yes it is. I missed it. Yes it is what? Because we said 10 things, sis. Which part? My sisters, I want you to tap in, sisters, seriously, because I'm offended if a man is asking me what I'm bringing to the table.
I am the table.
At this point, what do you mean? I am the table. What do you mean, sir? What am I bringing to the table? What kind of question is that? What exactly are you looking? I think people should just be more direct. You know, that sounds so vague to me, and you can take it so. And maybe that's why I'm getting offended, because
we didn't went from ride or die to what you bring to the table.
Oh my God, and ride or die. Let's just throw that out the window and never say that one again. I'm not dying. Okay, we can ride, but when it doesn't make sense anymore, and I see you taking me to places that are bad for me, bad for my mental health, bad for my spiritual health, bad for my physical health, my financial health, I'm not riding. I'm jumping ship. I'm like, bye. Wow. I choose to be single. I'm not dating at this time because I'm opening up businesses and transitioning. Okay.
Who is
is that John? I think that's John. John, you did just start a new business, didn't you? I forgot what it was.
What's your business?
What is it that you're doing? I think John is in real estate, and I think he has a barber shop. He has a couple of different things going on. John, tell us more. And that's good. He's single. And you know what, John, it's good that you chose to say single, because I also feel like some men know they're too busy, and then they try to squeeze the woman in to whatever time they have left over, and they wanted to be satisfied with that. But that's a whole different topic. Y'all know damn well y'all can't deal with direct talk. Don't come out. Yes, we can.
We are the ones that
we want
give it.
We want direct. We do not
What are you
want
talking
to
about?
be like beating around the bush trying to figure out what you mean, because men never really, I feel like men never really answer the questions.
No.
You can ask a man, you can say 10 things and they'll pick the most irrelevant thing to respond to. Women don't need to know everything about a man's finances. Well, William, then why do men ask women what they're bringing to the table then? What exactly are they asking? Are they just asking, what are they asking? I'm not even gonna make an assumption. Answer that part for us, William. I don't think any person needs to know everything about a person's finances, but I do think if you're gonna get married, you should definitely know the financial situation that you are committing to.
Amen.
Because you're signing up. You are saying the two shall become one. So that means if your finances are bad, then mine gonna be bad too.
If you want to take that chance,
do we want to take that chance? Y'all can't handle the real. Why?
Ooh,
John, why you cutting into ladies like that? What happened? I thought we were friends.
Right. We love you. We want to.
You know, right.
Okay.
Kumbaya. I don't understand.
We're not on here to do that.
Right. We can't handle it. In fact, more women probably would appreciate the truth than that
so
other
I
thing.
will know how to respond.
Right. And you can deal with a man
if I want to respond.
You can deal with a man accordingly.
Yeah.
If you guys are not going in the same direction, you can know that up front. If you guys, you can't work together. I mean,
let me ask you this too, Mar. Do you think it's in the tone too? Because he just had a tone in that message.
He did.
So
write all caps. So if somebody puts something in all caps to me, I start to feel like you shouting at me.
So
why are you aggressive?
If I'm having a conversation with a guy and so John, what is a wife and what values specifically does one bring? So the Bible said that a wife is a good thing and it brings you favor. That's the value right there. That your good thing that brings you favor. But she has to be a wife. I don't know that every woman is a wife. Now, I'm not gonna say that part either, because I know some ladies that. But I truly believe God will show you that if that's who you serve. Now, if that's not who you serve, I don't know about any other idol. But if you serve God, God will show you that. What offends women, John? Are you saying being direct and telling the truth offends women? No, it's the tone. Oh, the is that what he said? If he's asking what offends women, the tone. Sometimes when you ask these questions, it's the tone, the way you ask the question. So what do you bring to the table? But it's starts to sound like that Kevin Samuels. Is that his name? Oh, that's him. Kevin Samuels' voice. When you put all those question marks, John, I mean, not question marks, caps, you give it a little Kevin Samuels. I think it's starting to sound like you want to be combative a little bit. And we're not here for that. In your opinion. I missed the first part of your question, John. What happened to William? He gone? I don't know what happened to William. But I think John gave us some good answers. I think he gave some superficial answers, actually. Let me not say good. Because John, I think you were not being as direct as you could be. Maybe we're gonna have to have another conversation with John so he can explain, since he was the only man that actually gave us an answer. You, John. We really thank you. A wife is a supporter. Queen, how can we see some of these comments? Because somebody just answered John's questions. They're going so fast and asking real questions. Did you push up? Did I push up? What? I don't want to tap it and mess it up, because you know I don't go live too often. So I think down. Nope, I don't want to click it off. But somebody, John, somebody just explained to you what they feel a wife is. So don't respect him. What, John? What just happened? Who don't respect who? Oh, okay. I see now. I'll just say I've never had see, Charlotte, we are on the same page.
So I feel, now let me ask you this, Charlotte, because she said she never had an established man ask her that question. Charlotte, do you think is
Oh,
it?
we on to something now. I can sit
So,
back.
so Charlotte, can you elaborate a little bit more? And then do you notice that the men that ask these questions, are they older men or younger men, or do you think there's no difference in the two? Just me. So time, I hate typing. I can't understand brothers out here. I just know how my financial situation is okay. William, I think your financial situation is okay. William is always traveling. And I mean, I like boats, William. I think you got
I
it.
like Florida, William.
Right. But how did these comments go away? Oh, there were so many. And the ones that I missed. Deanna, I still need to understand, sis, what you were saying. I called it off. Yes, I will call it off too. How she'll be with children. Okay, so I saw all of those. So answers will vary person to person. So it'll have to be universal.
That's true.
No, that's true. I believe that part. I believe that part. But I still believe, I totally agree with Charlotte. More established men are definitely, I've never had a man ask me that question. So
because he was established.
Well, I guess.
Not the age, he was established.
Okay. But see, I also said I did not date younger men, typically one. So, okay, too.
Going back to these young men.
Because I believe older men don't really ask that question. Come on, I'm leaving in a few days. Where you dated a rapper? Where are you going? Where are you going, William? Yeah. So anyway,
I didn't date it.
Queen. Now she's talking about. See, maybe it's to the mentality, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with men that are rappers. I'm not saying that at all. But where's the rap career going? Is it going anywhere? And for how long?
That's what I'm saying. I will ride with you
because Jacksonville.
You can pick up garbage. I don't have a.
No, that's going too far.
It's not. You won't.
I'm not.
You're gonna plead the fifth?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. So she was just saying it doesn't matter to her what job. Older men don't have many options either. That's why. Oh wait, I need to go back to that one because he just tried to. Quit. We missing a lot of comments here. How can I go back here?
Is it down here or?
Okay. Older men don't have many options either. That's why they don't get asked that question. Now, John, let me elaborate a little bit more when I say older. I'm 42, so I typically like men at least 4 to 6, 10. Let me stop.
Get these numbers.
But between 4 to 12 years is my.
Yo, who? Okay.
Don't do that.
I'm just
don't do that. How I go back to these comments because now she on here cutting up a little bit. Oh, did you just? Yeah. To answer John, of course, respect your husband. And the man was older than me, but he was sheltered. Ooh.
Who said that?
And not together. I don't date younger
don't
men.
Even talk about
Charlotte, I understand, sis. I don't really prefer younger men either. I'm not saying that younger men cannot be mature. I'm just saying I don't prefer that. Because I do feel like men mature slower than women. I really feel that.
Girl, I had this girlfriend. She said
and I have you two ladies specific thoughts and opinions on what you think a wife is. So John is still asking about what is a wife.
I've been a wife. Hold on, let me tell my story about my girlfriend.
We're gonna come right back to that, John.
She said that the boy was jumping out behind the door, scaring her every time she came home from work. Like, who wants to deal with that? So it's not any better getting with a younger guy. So
I gotta tell you, Deanna, you are literally on point. So she says, I was replying to your comment about men expressing themselves or the lack thereof, and how sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get them to open up more. I noticed that from past experiences, communication is like trying to piece a story together to understand where they're coming. Girl, Can you just say that loud? Can you just say it louder? Man, we really don't want to pull teeth that are not even loose to try to get to understand you.
I don't want to beg and bug you.
And we don't want to beg. To understand you, we don't want to have to beg and pull and pry information out of you. Like, I believe that's one of the most important parts of a relationship, is being able to have an adult conversation where people can talk and the other person can listen and so forth. I think a lot of people, when they have conversations, they are only waiting for the person to stop talking so they can get their turn to talk. You see how right now you're taking a moment to listen to what I'm saying and then give a reply?
But
a lot of we can do that. That's why I love you, Queen. That's why you're my friend. Just enjoy life. William, I do that. I really try to enjoy my life because I really believe life is very, very short for some people and it's very long for others. And you really don't know which hand you are going to be dealt. So you definitely better enjoy it.
What was the question about marriage or being a wife?
He said, John said, can I have you two ladies specific thoughts and opinions on what you think a wife is? And then he asked again. Then he said, men's value decrease with age as well. So the older they get, the more they want stability and peace, and they'll pay for it. Well. But I don't think a man's value decreases as he gets older. In fact, I think some men, they get more valuable. The ones that are mature, they have wisdom, they have lived, so they can teach you some things and tell you some things. And when I think about the fact that if I'm going to marry somebody, he should be able to lead me. Well, you need some experience, because I have a lot of experience already. So where can you lead me to, sir? I need to know. You got to lead me somewhere. So I don't think it's anything wrong with being older. They just might need that little blue pill.
I'm confused, I guess, on what he wants.
Oh, William says, see you in Africa. Stop talking to boys. William, why you got to do that? I just said nobody asked me that question.
We're going to Africa.
But we will see you in Africa, William, next year. I want to see you in Nigeria because you keep talking about Africa. So I'm going to need you to be there. Okay. Wow. That last comment by John. Oh, wow. That last comment by John was offensive, and I'm not an older man. Ooh. I'm going to tap out, but awesome combo. Be well, beautiful lady. So what did John say? Okay, I see it one. No, sis, you don't have to tap out because of John. I think John was just, he was joking. And I think it's just his opinion. And for the most part, I think everybody has expressed their opinion pretty respectfully tonight. Yeah. I don't.
There's PP in the dating pool.
So she said it's PP in the dating pool. But you know what, ladies? I always tell Queen, because I'm a firm believer that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So I don't say it's PP in the dating pool because she gonna keep getting PP in the dating pool. Good night, William. I know you're not going to bed this early, but
you're not going to bed this early. You're probably going to a concert.
Right. Deanna, if your man doesn't like opening up to you, there's a reason. If you love him, find out. William, John, it's not just her man. Men in general, I feel, take a very long time. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a trust thing or if it's just that men aren't conditioned to really be emotional and talk about feelings. But I feel like a lot of men take a very long time to express themselves.
Yeah,
too long sometimes.
To go and figure out and get help with our hurts and past wounds. And I think,
do men get therapy? John, you're the only man I think that actually tapped in. Do men go to therapy when they need it, or do they just go to another woman? I'm gonna sip my tea on that one because I think I know that. I think I know the answer. Do men get therapy, or do y'all just get another girlfriend? Because I don't think men get therapy.
Did you say something, John?
No, he was addressing a previous comment. I think more people need to get therapy. I don't think there's even anything wrong with it, but unfortunately, I think men do. You know what? That conversation we were having the other day, I was telling my girlfriend the other day how when girls are small, You know, we're trained. We play with dolls. We nurture dolls. We cook fake dinners. We do fake laundry. We have fake tea parties and interact with each other. And what are the men doing? The boys. They playing in the dirt and trucks and eating boogers and stuff like that. So maybe that's why they are raised to really
not deal with their emotions
or even show them. Because you hear a lot of people say, oh, boys don't cry, men don't cry. I think men should sometimes. If it hurt, God gave us all different emotions.
Yeah, I was thinking today about a situation that I had with my ex-husband and how he would always constantly say, I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. And it was like, dude, you don't have to prove that to me. I already know that.
John says we have images to keep up. We will bottle it up until we feel comfortable that a person will be responsible with what he tells them. Yes, men get therapy. John, but so why does it first of all, thank you for your honesty. But why does it take men so long to get comfortable enough to open up? Because how can we learn to trust each other if we don't even understand you and you guys don't want to open up and have a conversation? How can we even understand what you need or how you feel when y'all always got this tough man act on? We don't get it. Do male lions show emotion? I don't know male lions, John. I know men. I don't know if they show emotion. Do male lions show emotion? That's his question. I don't know. I don't know if they do. And he said, yes, men do.
That's like my ex-husband saying,
men do get therapy. I think more men need to get therapy. I think couples therapy is a good solution for a lot of things too. And I think before there's an actual problem, that couples therapy would be an amazing thing. Yes. Because everybody is coming to the table with some past trauma. And I don't think once you get into the marriage is the time to start unpacking. Put your trauma on the table and let me know what's what, because it takes others so long to try and understand. John, we try. Trust and believe. I think most women really do want to understand a man, especially when they love him and they want to be with him and they want to make it work.
Have you ever been married, John?
Have you been married, John? Do you think that makes a difference? Like if a man, well, by a certain age though, if a man gets to a certain age and he hasn't been married, I have some questions too.
Do you?
Yeah, because I want to know, like, are you afraid of commitment?
I had a girlfriend that was like, oh, you dating somebody that's never been married? Ooh.
But how old was he?
He was 50 at the time.
So is that not too old? By 50 years old, you have not met any woman at all?
I never thought of it that way, but now
I do think of it that way. I do think of it that way. What do you guys think if a man, or let's just say a woman too, makes it to age 50 or 60 and has never been married, do you start to wonder anything about them? Because I would start to have some questions.
Even if it's a woman
by 50 or 60,
a woman,
and you've never been married, if you desire marriage. Now, if you don't desire marriage, I don't have questions. Maybe they just never wanted to get married. But if you desire marriage and a relationship and you've never been married, I'm gonna wonder some things. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah. Like what's going on that?
But what if it's not her? It's just
it's everybody else all the time? Yeah, I just did I don't believe, you know how some people they will date people. He said, wait, I'm missing some things here. Some listen to judge or instruct, others listen to understand and empathize. That's what John said. Deanna says, just hypothetically speaking, it's not just my man, it's the male species all together.
Come on, girl.
Speaking not some, not all. It's a lack of communication skills.
Come on.
Oh, honey child, I don't think it's about him trusting me, but just honestly not knowing how to express what they are feeling, which leads into what Mariana, yes, honey, said. Do they go to therapy or just move to the next woman?
That's right.
Deanna says,
and what they do is move.
Deanna is cool though. Deanna, we gonna have to get together. You gonna have to come and get together with us. You already talking what I'm saying.
Queen.
Because this is what I always say. This is what I always say, because like that's the same thing I always
Is that
say.
John
Why
laughing at
don't
us?
you why don't you know how to express yourself? But I don't believe, John, I'm sorry, John, we cool. But I don't believe it's that men are waiting till they can trust. I think they just don't want to open up. They don't want to communicate. I think they like to, I don't know. I think it's that male ego thing that that keeps them feeling like, oh, emotions are for women. That's what I feel. It's something, because so many men seem to not really want to sit down, have a conversation, and really just say what's what. Like, you have to be like pulling it out and digging it out. And it's like, we are tired of that. We don't want to do that all the time.
I'm not your mama.
I am not your mother. Okay?
That's a whole
Only your mother
story.
is going to love you like that enough to just want to suffer.
Constantly pull.
We not pulling. Talk. We are adults here. Let's talk. Let's talk and let's listen. That's how I feel.
I know that's John saying something.
It's John. We're simple. If a woman has been around us for any amount of time, y'all know what we want and don't want. But why can't y'all just tell us what you want and don't want, John? Why do we have to be like trying to figure it out? Right. I was just about to say they are more afraid of feeling vulnerable. Period, sis. Period. That's it. Deanna, we gonna have to meet up with her, because it's the truth. Let's have tea, Deanna. Do you like tea? Because I'm gonna tell you all. We take a lot of herbal teas here. You don't even have to drink a herbal tea if you don't want. You just have a regular tea. But it's the truth. It is really, really the truth. Men, they don't want to feel vulnerable. They don't. I even hate it sometimes. God gave us the emotions. He said it's a season for everything. And sometimes you will cry and a man would be like, stop crying. Why? Let me cry. Let me get this out.
My therapist told me,
cry.
Them your feelings, and you are.
Cry.
Yes, cry.
I'm never going to, when my friends get sad, I'm not like, oh, girl, stop crying. Now, you're not going to cry all day. We're going to put a time limit on it, and then we're going to figure out what's next. But we're not going to just sit up and cry. Men are the builders and architects of society. It's John. We're expected to lead, provide, and protect. There is no room for emotions in that role. Says who, John?
Go write a book, John.
That's me. John.
No, you help his fellow men.
You are right, though. Men are the protectors and the providers and the leaders, but who says you can't have emotions? God gave you emotions, so who's to take them away?
Right. Who decided that? If I'm your woman, you don't have to prove your alpha side to me.
Charlotte, that is the truth. She said men have been brought up to think they shouldn't cry and always have to appear tough. And those type of men are so draining, because they only appear to be tough, but the world is really beating them down. And then the woman who's dealing with them has to deal with it.
And women like us, we get a bad rap because I'm trying to be there for you. I'm trying to be supportive of you.
And you don't want to talk. You don't want to open your mouth up and say what the issue is. You want to pretend like you're fine. You're not fine. Just say you're not fine. It's okay.
It's okay.
We want to feel like you're putting forth the effort to learn us, paying attention. We don't want to have to tell y'all how to love us. We don't want you. You know what though? But what's wrong? John, have you read the 5 love languages?
Oh God, don't even go there.
Because what's wrong with telling a person how you need to be? I may think that book opened up my eyes to so many things when I read it, John. And if you have not read that book, thank you. Read that book, because you could think that, for example, my love language is my love language is quality time. That may not be your love language, and I might be trying to come and spend every piece of extra time that I have with you, and your love language might be acts of service. And here I am giving you what I
mad when you don't give her her time.
I do. I be like, you don't care about me. But so John, I don't think it's anything wrong with telling a person what you need and how to love you, because everybody love means something. I found out over the years that love means something different to a lot of people, and even some people have some very toxic, crazy definitions of love. So I beg to differ with that part. Says the women that say men act like. Who said that?
What?
I never said. It says the woman that says men act like be abyss. I didn't say, John, who said that? You're doing what you feel is right, not what he needs from you at the time.
How old is John?
Okay, because my love language is acts of service and his is physical touch, and not everyone doesn't need the same. Charlotte, you better say it again. John, let me go back to John real quick though. John, you're making my point and Charlotte's point and Queen's point. We don't want to give you what we think you need. We want you to just let us know what you need so we can give you that. You see that? It's back to that communication piece again. Don't make us guess and figure it out, and we have to observe you and study you like a piece of art in the museum. Just open your mouth and tell us, baby, honey, sugar, whatever you call it, queen, whatever.
See you more.
I need to see you more, or whatever you need. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I need to rest my head on your bosom. Whatever you need, just say it. Don't make women guess. Don't make women guess. We just want you to open up your mouth and be able to talk and have a conversation. That's all.
Talk.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Talk.
I really don't think that's asking too much. But this got me so off topic. John, you did this on purpose, I think. You see, men don't even like to stay because we women gonna tell it. We are, Deanna, we gonna tell it. It's just like that. And that's the way it is. But you know what? I think that's the way it should be. Just if everybody could just learn the art. I think communication is an art. And more people need to learn it. The art of not only being able to speak, but knowing when to zip. Now, sisters, that's the part that we need to learn is to shut up sometime. And it took me time. I used to have a friend, and she told me this, and she's been married for a very long time. And she told me, and she used to talk in this smooth, mellow voice all the time. And she used to say, she'd be like, you know what, Murray? Sometimes you gotta know when just to shut the F up. And I used to, in my younger days, I would be offended because I'm like, no, he needs to hear what I got to say. And I'm always ready. But then I realized sometimes you do need to know when to be quiet. Every time is not the time to address the issue. It's the art to knowing how to, the timing for addressing the issue so that they can actually hear what you have to say. But when not to speak it. Amen, sis. When not to speak is just as important, because when that man is already stressed and the world has beat his behind, and then he come home and you like
and that's what I bring to the table.
Right, I bring peace, calmness, stability. John is 47. Okay, John, that's a good age. Deanna said,
is upset.
Bring me on. Okay, how do we bring Deanna on? Deanna, how do we add you?
No, wait.
I'm new to this.
No. Go to your
Deanna, hold on. I'm trying to see.
Right here.
Where? Oh, I already clicked to add her. Deanna, come up, Deanna. How can you come up? I think push add. Yeah, I added. I think I added her already. Who was that said bring me on? Somebody said bring me on, and I missed it. Okay, yeah, I'm still learning how to use this. I don't click and make a mistake and hang them up because I don't know how to go back, Queen, if you hang them up. Oh, John said bring me on. John, I already sent you the invite. Can you just come up? Can you? Oh, no, we didn't send him the invite. Here we go. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, John. John, I'm sorry. I thought I had actually added you. I must not have did that right. I might have clicked to add somebody else when I thought I was adding John. I'm not upset at all. No, just contributing to the conversation. John is adding you, so I don't know if it's something that you have to do to be able to come up, but do whatever you need to do because I'm not familiar with lives just yet. The guest declined to the live invitation. Why you say bring you up and then you decline? Next time I'm gonna need you to stop typing, John, and I'm gonna need you to come up here and have it. See, same thing we said. Men don't want to have conversations.
What he said?
Well, no, I think it said he declined the invitation, but he said bring me up. So next time, John, I'm gonna need you to. It's he said I didn't decline. So why? How can you add into this conversation? Because I just sent you an invite. I don't know how to let you in though, and we do want to hear what you have to say. Because I thought you were just one of those men that like to text all the time, the ones that send "Good morning, beautiful" to the rotation of about 50 women. It asked me to rotate my phone, but can you rotate your phone, please?
What?
Do whatever it's asking you to
See,
do.
already. See, this shows who you are, John.
It said he had no way to accept. John, next time we're gonna give you pre-notification because I'm still. Okay, we're gonna try it one more time,
One
John.
more time, John.
Okay, click add her. No, you added Deanna. You supposed to add John.
Oh, you can add Deanna too.
No, wait. Hold on, John. Oops. Oh shit. What am I doing?
Stop cussing.
How do I go back? Oh my God, I think I did a whole lie.
No, it's still
Okay.
there.
Hold on, John. I'm still
This
John,
one
wait a
right
minute.
here.
I'm not tech savvy with this. Girl, it didn't rotate it the whole thing.
Oh Lord, turn your phone back.
Hold on. See, John, you just did messed up the whole the whole thing here. Okay, wait, let me try this one more time.
Not that one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so John, you should have the invite. If it's asking you to rotate your phone, follow directions, John, and rotate the phone, please. There's John. I think it's bringing him up.
Dear John, dear John.
Oh my God, it just. So John, you have to rotate your phone. It took you off again, and we don't want to make this too long because you know how long-winded you men get.
The ones that don't like to talk.
You know how long-winded
One more time, John.
Y'all don't like to talk. Hold on, we're gonna try this one more time. So John, all you have to do is rotate your phone and join. Fine. Turn the other way. There you go.
Oh, hi,
See, this thing is glitchy, man.
Is it?
I can't even see y'all.
You can't see us?
your connection bad.
You upside down. Now you sideways.
What kind of phone you got? Oops.
You see?
Is that what you bringing to the table? What kind of phone you got?
It's now you upside down. Okay, right there.
Okay,
So
now I
now, you
can't see
have a lot
nothing.
of-
It's
you got
like
a
my
lot of
screen
explaining to
froze
do.
or something. Can y'all hear me though?
Yes, we can hear you
All
perfectly.
right.
You have a lot of explaining to do because you type stuff that we had a
All
lot
right,
of
right.
questions about.
It was coming in too late. Y'all was talking and then moving on and then catching what I said. So yeah. No,
So
but
explain.
all I was saying is that in response to y'all saying men don't like to open up and all that, that's because we have a certain role and responsibility out here, and we have to maintain a certain image. We can't just be out here all over emotional. You see what's happening now with all these over emotional men out here, you know? And it's just
John,
it's hard for
do you
us to
think they're
really
over
be the
emotional
leaders and
or are
guys
they
like that
crazy?
and still be having that avenue to open up without people looking at us as soft or tender or in our feelings or emotional or whatever, you know. And it's a lot of women out here that say, oh, that man, he acting like a girl, he complaining too much, he this and that. When you bring up issues you got as a man, you complaining too much, you complaining like a woman, you know what I mean? Anything to deflect from what's actually going on. So it's a lot of that going on too. Not saying everybody, just a lot of it.
John, I want to ask you about one thing that you just said, though.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So you said, so you're saying these men that, because I think you're referring to these men that have been flipping out and killing these women. Are you saying they're the over emotional men, and that's why men can't open up?
I'm talking about the men that's doing that to the women. I'm talking about the men that's scared to challenge other people just to go along to get along. I'm talking about the men that see
Oh shoot.
stuff
John,
go
your
on
phone
and
breaking
turn
up.
the other cheek instead of doing something about it. I'm talking about men that watch our boys out here acting a damn fool and don't say nothing about it and do nothing about it, but make excuses talking about they dangerous and all that and they scared of them. You know,
Mhm.
that's what I'm talking about, the overly emotional men. Real men solve problems. We don't sit up here and cry about
John,
it.
you
We don't
better
whine about
say
it.
that. But John, hear me out. I agree with everything you saying.
Me too.
But I don't think that being able to open up to your woman and have a conversation and tell her what you need, I don't think that's crying.
But see,
I think that sounds
that's what you're supposed to do during the dating process. You as a woman, that's what I mean when I say bring womanhood to the table. You observing, you checking and seeing what it is that pleases me and that moves me. And you want to do that because you want me in your life. And I'm doing the same thing when I'm dating you. I'm trying to see you. What would I be if you had to tell me everything you need and wanted? You would be like, damn, I got to tell you everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
You're
okay.
we
You better
want to
say it then.
be,
I
it
agree.
ain't
I'm
about
not
I could
gonna
have
chasing, it ain't
avoided
about
all of this if
pursuing.
you would have just came on the live a long time ago.
Well, I'm here now. Quit bringing up old stuff. You know what I
John,
mean?
you better shut us up. We were
No,
really
but you know
trying to
that's what I mean when I said, I ain't talking about no when I want. That's what makes me choose a woman is my ability to be able to be open and honest and true with her. You know what I mean? It's not, you can't do that with every woman, especially nowadays when you're an older guy with old school values and traditions.
Oh,
That's most seen, you know.
I'm on his
Froze
phone.
again.
Get back. So, John, tell us more about the old school values and traditions. What do those consist of for men?
Well, me, I don't believe men should wear tight
Okay,
clothes. I don't
okay.
believe men should be wondering what a woman bringing to the table. I believe
You
that a woman should bring
should have came
womanhood
up
to
a
the
long
table.
time ago.
I believe that if a man sees a woman somewhere out in society when they out hanging out, that woman should stick out some type of way from every other woman. I believe that if he chooses you, it's because you stuck out from every other woman for some type of reason. And then you prove to him that you were worthy of everything that this man can do for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Period,
that's
John.
what
Come
I
on,
mean by
John.
that.
Period.
Come on,
You
John.
better say that. See, John, you had us fighting. You see, this is why people shouldn't
That's because y'all
text
don't
and
listen.
stuff.
Y'all just talk. You don't really put stuff in context. Y'all just respond emotionally instead
No,
of being
because
logical.
you see,
That's the
that's
difference.
how things get mixed up in text
No.
messages and stuff. Because
We need to
Right.
hear
Just
your
get
we need to
voice.
hear
misconstrued.
you
Right.
elaborate.
That's why I don't like text messaging, and all that. I like to talk and look in
You
your
came
face
on
and kick it
our
with you.
live.
I sent you an invitation at the beginning, though,
Yeah,
John.
I sent you one. I sent the request to be in there and it never got answered. So it's
How do we?
glitchy. It's like
So,
Facebook is acting a
John,
fool.
work with me
Yeah.
because it's probably me. I normally don't go live, but I've been
Mm-hmm.
trying because I want to interact more. I always have questions, and my girlfriend and I we talk so much, and we like I want to know what other people think about this. So now she's like, okay, you need to try to go live, and maybe you can ask these questions. So it's probably me not understanding how to work
She's
it.
not techie.
I'm
Yeah.
not him, but not with this here.
Okay.
But
All right.
John,
Well,
if we
we'll get
had
it
known this is
together
what
though.
you were
We'll
saying,
get it right.
yeah, if
Yeah.
we had known this is what you were saying, we would not have been fighting you. See?
See,
Were we
I
fighting
get that a lot.
Were
A
we
lot of people will see
fighting
my
you,
post.
John? Did you
A
feel
lot
like
of
we were
people,
fighting you?
no, not at all. I knew you didn't understand what I was saying
Okay.
because you would agree if you heard me. I already know that. But like I say that, I do that all the time when I make posts and stuff. People will read the post like, "Oh, what's wrong with this guy?" You know what I mean? Instead of responding, like somebody on here has said they got offended by something I said. Instead of them asking for clarity or what did you mean or this offended me because of this, then they just said, "Nope, I'm just gonna back on out and bow out." That's the communication barrier right there. You know what I'm saying? We need to take time to understand what each other mean when we
I
talking
agree.
instead of just writing it off. You know what I'm saying? It's too easy to write stuff off nowadays. People don't want to deal with problems for real. They just want to block or
Yeah,
delete or just erase it from their life period as if the problem just gonna go away that way. You know?
But let me tell you, John, in her defense, because I know that sister, she is very reasonable, and she
Mhm.
probably. So what I'm gonna do next time, I'm gonna bring both of y'all up together in the live so you can actually talk because I think that was just a misunderstanding. Seriously,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I'm
it was. But see,
sure it was
it's just
too.
because of the response, like, oh no, I'm offended, so I'm gonna back on up. Instead of saying, you know what about this makes you feel that way?
I
Because
get
I
what you're
feel like it's
saying.
kind of offensive. That'll actually open the dialogue up instead of us jumping at each other. It's one thing I can say honestly, and not to be a perpetuating no battle of the sexes or nothing, but it's too many of us, both of us, men and women, that are too quick to jump down each other's throat without understanding what's going on.
That's true.
You know what I mean? We don't have the patience with each other that we do with other people. And that's something I would like to see change.
So how can
I
we
agree.
change that, John?
We can change that by loving and respecting people that look like us, especially the opposite
You better
sex,
say
because
that.
we need each other.
We do.
We first have to respect each other as individuals. That is no respect there when you got somebody quick to jump down your throat about some opinion you had. That is something that's already ingrained in a person. Like no matter who say that, they're gonna jump on the defense and on the attack. So I feel like if you have more love and concern, like this is my brother or this is my sister, let me see what's going on with them, as opposed to, you know what, I don't need them in my life. I'm good. I'll block them.
That's true. That's John, you're gonna have to come up more often because you see, you are the only man. You see,
Mhm.
we asked the question specifically. Well, we asked it for the ladies as well, but we definitely
Mhm.
wanted the male point of view because men are always saying what women don't do or what women think. But when we
Mhm.
present the opportunity to try to
Right.
understand,
Right.
men don't
Mhm.
want to answer. So what do you think that's all about?
Well, see, I believe it could be one or two things, and I'm not speaking for y'all because I'm not y'all and I don't know. I'm just saying as a hypothesis what could be the issue, right? I believe that women will do stuff and we only talking about women now. I'm not saying this is exclusive to women. We just talking about the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that women have a set principle in their mind as to what makes them a good woman, and they feel like they act that way with every man. And then some men don't receive that because that's not the way they want to be loved. And women feel like you're not understanding. Well, what do you mean? I'm doing this. I'm doing that. How could you not like this? How could you be upset? How you so ungrateful? You see what I mean? But is that actually what that man needed at that time? Or is that some set principle that you already got? Some universal standard that you got for every man you date? You see what I'm saying?
John, have you read the Five Love Languages? Because he basically that's the same thing.
Same thing.
That's the same thing we were talking about. Did you read
Yeah, I
that?
told you earlier I read it, and that's why it was more important that I feel like you need to observe the person you dating to know what makes them tick, because you can just do the love language. You're supposed to see a language. Love language means you're not talking verbally, you're speaking with love. So you're doing, it's an action. You see what I mean? So you have to actually do it without being told, like, hey, my back hurt. I've been working in this damn construction field all day. I shouldn't have to come home and ask for a back rub. You know what I mean? Or, I'm hungry. I like a certain meal. I shouldn't have to come home and you ask me, am I hungry? You see what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. Like I might have had an irritating ass day. And when I come home and there's food there, I'm like, oh shit, let me grab me something to eat. And then we can talk now. Now I'm disarmed. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
So it's just different ways that you got to learn how to communicate to the person you actually with, as opposed to just a universal set of rules and principles that go to everybody you date.
so. Just so that I'm clear, though, yes, there are things that you're saying that people, once they've dated a certain amount of time, should be able to observe, but they should also be able to have a conversation about some of it. And just if I'm not doing it right at some point in time, you can tell me or I can tell you,
Mhm.
right? We don't have to keep guessing, right?
Right. A man don't want to come to you like, look, baby, I don't like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? He will give you hints and subtle. He'll let you know, like, damn, baby, again, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. They'll
Okay.
let you know, just like women. Like, we don't want to have to come out and say, baby, I don't like you doing this. I want you to do this every day when I come home. Because then it's like I'm giving you an order or a command. You see what I'm saying? I want you to be what I need. I don't want to have to tell you, look, I need this, this, and this. I can go pay somebody to do that. You see what I'm saying?
But I don't
So
know. I
I
don't know. Do you? Because I don't feel like I have a problem telling somebody what I need.
Right. Well, you shouldn't. And I don't have a problem telling you what I need, but I'm gonna tell you in a way that I'm not gonna verbally express everything that I need. I want to see how much you observing and how much you looking and paying attention and how much you actually care about learning me.
Do you
You
feel
see what I'm saying?
do you feel like the majority of men are like that?
I feel like grown men are like that. I feel like a lot of men, though, have not been taught that because they haven't had men around them. I believe that with women being around, men being raised around men, I mean, men being around, raised around women, or boys being raised around women so much that they don't get a chance to see that masculine side of things. You know what I mean? They only see things from a feminine perspective. So everything is whatever the feminine energy is around that environment, that's what they're gonna adopt, more or less the
But
masculine
John,
energy.
don't go into that yet because that was our. We have another conversation. We've had that conversation several times before. So I want you to
Hmm.
save it because I'm gonna need you to come back to that thought again.
Hmm.
Because I've said, I'm gonna just say a little piece. Though I've said the same thing to my girlfriend, but
Hmm.
speaking about why I think there are so many broken homes here in
Hmm.
United States, because I believe so many men have seen their moms be in charge of everything and lead everything and do everything,
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
when they don't get that from a woman, sometimes it's like, oh, she's not a real woman because my mama used to do it. And it's like,
Hmm.
your mama was struggling and killing herself doing everything. But
But
that's
your
a whole
mama,
other topic.
but look, that same mom was doing it in secret. You know what I mean? She was out there doing all that, knuckles bleeding like a mug, but come
Mm.
home and smiling and doing everything and paying for you and buying everything and being at your practice and supporting you and doing everything, all that without you even knowing that she going through it. You see what I mean? So I agree with you on that. Also, that's one way. It's a million different reasons why. You can actually go deeper into conditioning. You know what I mean? And it's been a lot of mental conditioning going on to black people in this country over decades and decades and decades. And a lot of that mental trauma has been passed down generation to generation to
That's
generation.
the truth.
It's never been dealt with. Nobody had the balls to face it head on and deal with it
God,
because we had a
it's like
time
you've
in
been sitting
history.
here with us. It's like you've been sitting in
Yep.
here with us. Listen, John been over here
You've
eavesdropping
been ear
into
hustling
our
on our
conversation.
conversation.
I
I
was
promise you, we
here
talked
since it
about this.
started.
That is so
I was
true,
here and
John.
commenting since it started.
That is so true.
But
So,
yeah, it's just it's I believe it's so many factors, and that's the reason why conversations need to be had. Because
right.
like I said, it varies from person to person. You two ladies have totally different experiences. Like one was asked what you bring to the table, the other one never had that asked before. You see what I'm saying? So every situation is gonna be different, but that's why everybody need to bring their opinion out. I used to have little sessions like this at the house, call it Battle of the Sexes. I used to have the single women and the single guys come through. We barbecue and cook. We'll go live and get questions and opinions from
John be
Facebook and
barbecuing too. I
everything.
forgot to tell you, he the grill master. He always
We
send that
gotta eat,
invitation
right?
to the
We gotta
barbecue.
eat.
You always
Black
send the
folks ain't
invitation
black
to the
folks ain't coming
barbecue.
together unless you got
But
some
we
food, you know?
I want you to give the invitation sooner, not the day of, because
I
I
know,
like
but it should
barbecue.
just be impromptu
I like
like that. Like if ain't nobody
barbecue
doing
too.
nothing like me. If you square like me and don't be doing nothing, then pull up. I don't be planning stuff like that out. Sometimes if I do plan it, then it'll be advance notice. But I don't usually plan stuff. It just be happening. Like, okay, it's Saturday. I ain't doing nothing. I'm tired. Let's barbecue and let's play some cards.
I got
And
you.
let's talk some
So,
grown folk talk.
so John, we don't want to make this too long. We want to wrap this up. But since you're the only man that actually came up this evening, so we can close this live out. Since you here, I want you to just answer that question. So when you never asked a woman before what she brings to the table, correct?
Correct. Never ask a woman that question. But what I do is I engage in conversation.
Mm.
And I had to learn how to get the answers that I'm looking for without you knowing that I'm looking for them. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because that's when you get the truth. If I ask you flat out, you probably have a scripted answer to that if you answer it at all.
Mhm.
Like you said, most women on here got offended by that type of questioning. Me, I'll never say, so what you bring to the table? Me, I'll ask stuff that shows what type of value you have as a woman. Like I'll ask you scenarios and see how you respond to them. Sometimes women don't even like being asked tough questions, period. They'll be like, who is you, the feds? You know what I mean? So the more you probe and the more people answer, that shows to me their level of intelligence and their level of interest in you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what keeps me from sleeping with them too. Like I stopped sleeping with women before I get to know them because they accuse me.
John, say it,
They
John.
Come on.
they accuse me. But see, I get accused of me being that's all I wanted. You see what I'm saying? Or I was an opportunist or stuff like that. No, I just found something about you that I couldn't rock with no more.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And by then we had already had sex. So I don't do that no more. I just take my time and ask this type of shit up front. I'm gonna turn you off up front or I'm gonna turn you on up front. One of the two.
Okay.
All right.
John, you better just keep it real.
That's it.
Women
I'm
appreciate
too
that.
old to play
He said he's 47 and he is not playing games.
at all. I
Well,
quit
John,
school because of recess. They played too much in gym, so I dropped out.
Look
uh-uh.
at you.
Well, John, we appreciate you
Yes,
actually
Thank you, ladies.
coming up
I
tonight,
appreciate the
giving a
stage.
man's perspective. We're gonna be
Mhm.
tapping in on you more often now since we see that you a man that don't mind coming and giving your opinion. So
Mhm.
again, thank you
Thank
for tapping
you,
in.
John.
And thank you to our other people who participated. Even if you didn't come up, we appreciate your participation.
Yes.
And I think we got the ladies' point of view. There's a lot of
Mhm.
ladies who tapped in on it. We got one and a half. William gave us
Yeah,
a
I
little
want
bit of
them to
something.
come up though, because a lot of them are stuck on this mind reading thing as if learning your man is like reading his mind. You know what I'm saying? All that is simple
So,
observation.
John,
You know, that's it.
tell me if women came up, what's the next thing? You just said something you want them to come up. So when we
Yeah.
get these women to actually come up, what you want to talk about, John? Tell me because I got my pen. I'm about to write it down.
I'm gonna answer whatever I'm asked. I don't have a
So
script.
whatever
It's
we ask,
whatever.
you
Whatever
coming
you
up, but you
ask,
want them to
I'm
come
gonna
up too.
answer, and I'm gonna answer honestly and candidly.
Okay.
All right.
We heard you, John. So don't be trying to run because we're gonna keep
Just
calling
let
on
me
you.
know ahead of
I'm
time,
gonna
because
let
you
you.
know
I'm gonna
I
let you
had
know
just
ahead of
pulled up
time.
in my driveway when y'all went live, so I was sitting here in the driveway just chopping it up with y'all. So just let
Oh,
me know a
thank
little bit
you.
Well,
ahead
we
of time so I
appreciate
can prep, at least get some time and step away from the madness of the barbershop.
absolutely.
But I
I
love
really.
having barbershop talk. So thank you. And anytime y'all ladies want to, I'm honored and to talk and kick it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And guys, thank you to everybody else that participated this evening. We appreciate your answers. And ladies, if you didn't come up this time, don't worry because we're going to send you the invite again next time. And you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. John, have a good evening.
Good night, John.
You too, ladies. Have a good evening.